think that's ridiculous. Hey guys, it's Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. This is our crew. This is our little world. Hey, and we have a very controversial topic tonight. You know, get CNN and Fox News out here. This is going to be crazy. But anyhow, but we're going to talk about neck pores and the unscientific argument that's ever been a part of it. And then, of course, the fallacy or fallacious descriptions that you'll find on the internet about these nonsensical individuals going, you know what? It does taste different. I'm like, no. Even the science behind you doing it doesn't even make sense because it's unscientific. But anyhow, enough about me and about that and proving those people wrong, because I will. But guys, everybody, welcome to the show. Jay, how you doing, man? What are you having?
Oh, tonight I thought I would go crazy and have something really weird. So I have from a little distillery in Sevier County, Sevierville, up there in Gatlinburg area. It's called King's Family Distillery.
I actually like King's.
This one is really weird. This one is a high corn mash bill. It's a bourbon, right? Obviously, it's a bourbon. I don't know if you can see the label because of the sun shining, but it is 116 proof, and it is made with popcorn instead of normal corn. So if you look, it's got little popcorn kernels on the label, and it's their popcorn version.
I thought you were going to tell me it's going to taste like Kentucky Fried Chicken with that label on it.
So it is it's surprisingly fruity, and not dark fruit either. Some of these bourbons have that dark fruit thing going on. This
so it's
one's
a light?
It's more like a peach or a mango.
Ooh, a mango.
It has these real interesting butter undertones though. So top notes definitely fruit and corn, and then the middle of it is you're getting into your sugars. And it's really light, has a fairly short finish, but I mean, it is so unusual. I can't say enough good things about it. It's MGP. It's not their own distillate. They take it in and they sell it, but it's their mash bill that MGP makes for them. So it's good. So
of course,
hey, Jay, you know that Justin King is the guys that he actually works for. He's a sales rep for MGP.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that, you read these labels and it says, distilled in Indiana, but the place that sells it is in Sevier County. And so it's really interesting. It's a beautiful little spot up there. If you get a chance to go up to King's and check them out, I would seriously encourage that, because it's very warm and inviting, and it is a family owned little business. It may not be their own distillate. They make a lot of other things besides bourbon too. So
they make a fantastic rye.
It's just Ryconic.
I don't know if you guys know, but they just have put out a honey finished Ryconic.
Yeah.
Actually, you can only get it. Actually, I called them to try to get it shipped to my house, and they would not ship it. But you have to go there and get it. But it's pretty interesting. They're actually Ryconic is very
in the state
good.
of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anybody's house.
Yeah. I actually considered it's only a 3-hour drive from the house, maybe going up and getting a bottle of it just to see what it's all about.
Yeah. David.
Man. So speaking of weird ones or wild ones or whatever, I've got gin in front of me and I'm a little bit scared because I probably haven't had gin in I don't know, probably at least 15 years, and certainly not by itself, but I've got myself a neat pour of gin. The reason for that is last week I wasn't on the show. I was at this place called Gobbler Springs, tell you jokes. It's in Summertown, Tennessee. And I got to do a distillery tour. It was my first distillery tour ever. And that was really wild. And I don't want to derail a conversation too much tonight. Maybe we'll come back around to some of the details and things, but imagine someone who just cobbled together a distillery and worked with machinists to make parts, and because things weren't commercially available, and just everything's jerry rigged. So it was really wild and entertaining to go down there and see it. and have this guy explain. Like, I put my fingers in the vats of whatever and just taste it. And he's like, yeah, go ahead, it's fine. Like the whole time. So I've got this gin, which I'm gonna try, and he swears that this is his most popular product. There's fancy restaurants in Franklin that like using his gin for their cocktails and stuff like that they won't use anybody else's, and so on and so forth. I said, okay, you sold me on a bottle of gin. I'll try it. It's $15. And then also the whiskey I'm also going to try tonight. This is their sweet mash whiskey. I know the lettering's backwards or whatever. Sweet mash.
Oh, it's actually not backwards.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. It's backwards for me. So sweet mash, it's called that apparently because it has to do with the pH is a little bit lower than what is normally used in sour mash whiskey by like half a point or something like that. It's like 5.3 instead of 5.8 or whatever. So he calls it sweet mash. He also calls it the Lawrence County process, which is its whole particular thing. It's very detail oriented. We can get into that or not. It just depends on where the conversation goes. But I'm about to try this gin. So I don't know, pray for me.
Nice.
Okay.
Marky Mark, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, my brothers? Good to see everyone back. Got a whole crew tonight.
We do.
I am starting out with Sam Houston. I got a joke here. I didn't like the neck pour. No,
Mark has been removed from the chat.
I hate that neck pour term. I'm sorry.
Let me go ahead and mute him real fast.
And am I doing it right? So my first taste, I was not impressed. After the third or fourth,
I've actually heard a lot of people say that.
I like it now, but the first pour didn't get me. It was just ethanol. I'm like, it's only 103 proof. Like, why is there so much ethanol? I'm thinking like I get more ethanol than this. Well, initially than I did in, let's say, Stag or Stag Junior, either one. It was kind of weird to me. So
real quick, I want to explain some simple physics to people when they talk about neck pours. All right, let's just say this right here had a little bit in the neck. As soon as I turn it this way,
it's no longer a neck pour.
It's no longer a neck pour. So you're an idiot.
I concur.
So, anyhow, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Round 2 will be Barnestown. This is Fusion number 3. It's pretty good.
I like the Fusion number 3. I really do. I think it has a very interesting. We talked about this before. Oh, excuse me. My voice was cracking. Apparently, I'm going through the change. But
no comment. I'm gonna drink water.
I was out for surgery. No telling what that kind of plumbing they changed down there. But anyway, no, I was talking about that. What I love about that one is it's interesting. Has an interesting taste. Like, it does not taste like every other bourbon that you expect, where all the vanillas and the caramels and the wood finish and this, that, and whatever. Actually, it has almost like a medicinal front end, and then like some type of like almost like herbs that are hidden in the notes for me. And so it's interesting. I love to talk about it. And I should have brought that bottle up, but I wanted to open up a new bottle because I wanted to talk about the neck pour. But anyway,
I would say that Fusion 4 does not taste as good as the Fusion 3.
Really?
I've had them both, and there's a difference.
Cool. Good to know.
Well, Billy, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Gentlemen, as always, be good to yourselves.
Oh, got a drink.
And voila, we're ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, Cafe 305 steak sauce is made for more than just steak. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be good to yourselves.
So I'm having two things today. First, I just did my pro tip today, and I made a classic mojito with a little bit of a twist. I used cruising rum and a spiced lemonade that I made. So I'm having that now. And the reason I'm having that is because this goddamn Eagle Rare. So this Eagle Rare is about halfway now. So today is Wednesday. I opened this thing on Monday.
I was going to say, I think I remember you opening it.
So now I said, goddamn, these goddamn angels keep taking more than their cut. It's like shit. So I had to make something for them to have so they wouldn't keep taking my Eagle Rare. So that's gonna probably be my second pour tonight.
There you have it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, Melvin, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. Actually, I know you guys know I ride bicycles, but one of the things we do after one of our bike rides is I've got a couple of guys, we sit around and actually have some pours together after a bike ride, which is probably not a good idea since you pretty much depleted your entire body of anything. But
yeah, but that's the best time because you can just take a nice little shot and then you're like, whew, I feel good.
2 ounces, you can't drive home.
Yeah.
So, hey, I had
But
a
you
guy,
can ride a bicycle and not get a DUI, so it's all good.
There you go. He shared with me a pour of some Angel Envy, but this Angel Envy here is a little different. It was finished in a Caribbean rum cask, and I'm telling you, I had a couple of shots with him there. I could not get to the store fast enough that day to buy me a couple of bottles. It is that good. Of course, that's what I'm drinking tonight. I've already cracked it, and I've already shared some with some friends already to see if I could share some love with that. But it's probably, I would say, caramel heavy. It's more of a sweet, I guess, because of the finish in the Caribbean rum cask. It is a very heavy caramel finish, and it stays that way. And I don't know if I failed to mention, but it is a rye. It's a rye bourbon, so it's probably one of the first ryes where I can't get any spice from it at all. It's totally sweet from the start to finish. Very good pour. And then just my second pour, just hanging out with some Heaven Store. So we'll see how that goes.
A lot of people say that particular expression tastes like marshmallows. What do you think?
I do not think that.
I would agree, but it is heavy with the caramel flavor. And the funny thing about it is the caramel flavor stays with it throughout the entire pour, even on the backside of it. I would consider it maybe like a sweet drink. Maybe like people would consider it maybe like a dessert wine. It's a pretty heavy. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, start to finish. Very good.
Nothing like a sweet backside.
That's right.
I agree. I'm more of a backside person myself. But anyhow, hey, Rob, welcome to the show, man.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Looks like you're in space. Are you in space?
My earbuds died, or I'd have those in, and that probably sound a little bit better. So tonight I am sitting at the Goat in Seven Fields, PA. I am sipping on an old fashioned made with a local distiller, Big Spring Spirits out of Bellefonte, PA. It's their 5-year American aged whiskey. American whiskey. It's fantastic. It makes a great old fashioned. And here in about 15 minutes, I'm going to get up and sing karaoke.
Oh boy!
Oh, you got to well, you know what? We've been wanting a musical guest for some time, so maybe you can leave it on and we can all enjoy this together. All right, so.
But Rob,
I will hand the phone over to our lovely bartender Christina, and I will, when I sing, and I will let her record me. We can put it on the show.
But you gotta do Prince's Purple Rain.
Oh my!
And I want all the movement and everything.
Anyway, all right. So we got the Iceman back, Jack Frost.
Jack Frost.
What's up, Cocoa Butters and Crackers? How y'all snapping?
Looking spry.
Hey.
Oh, clean.
Pop that collar.
Very 80s.
He got sexy for us.
I got to get my second. Let me get a second polo on and we'll pop 2 collars at once.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my.
So I'm drinking a Truly.
Some things never change. I swear to God.
Wildberry ones are fire. No, but I picked this one up the other day from out of Boulder. It's called Hogback Distilleries. This is a store pick, cash strength. We're at about 122 proof on this. It's aged 2 years in oak. Gotta put the collar down. Sorry, guys. Aged 2 years in oak barrels, and they drop in, I think for like the last 6 months or so, they drop in charred aspen staves or bullets or whatever. So I just cracked the seal. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to do a neck pour on the show for everybody. So Let's see what this sounds like popping open. A little one.
That sounds so sexy. That's so sexy.
All right, simple physics. You see how it's.
Wait. Where's the neck? Is that the neck? Where's the neck pour?
Oh my.
Anyway,
how much neck did you get there?
Enough.
I like some good neck.
That's a hefty pour, looks like over there.
That's well-behaved James pour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go all the way to the rim.
Yeah, when it's my whiskey or yours.
Actually, that does taste. It tastes. I know you guys can't get it out there because it's out of Boulder. It's very smoky. Not a lot of bite in the back end. Kind of thin on the tongue a little bit. 122 proof. Almost a little sweet-ish as well. Can't really. There's no burn. I know I'm going to go through this glass quick. Oh wait, I haven't made any clear ice in a while, so I got to use this white stuff.
I know he's dying right now.
You know what?
Are you even the same
guy? Leave the show. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Anyway, so let's talk about our topic tonight. Get you guys' thoughts on it. Some of you guys are well versed in it, and we've all heard the whole neck pour. I've even seen it on some of the whiskey tube. They talk about it, and I'm like, come on, guys, this is ridiculous. There is no difference from the top to the bottom. There's just not. And think about it this way: if it was that big of an issue, do you honestly believe distillers would even bother putting whiskey into the neck? Things that make you go hum. Well, so go ahead.
Let me start. I'm sorry to interrupt, but listen.
You're being logical.
I think when these distillers put product in the bottle, it's a particular amount, it's a particular weight, so they can scale this whole thing out and make it profitable. And they do it for a reason. Secondly, I think talking about a neck pour is like talking about Velcro. It makes no sense.
Ooh,
I open the bottle, pour it, drink it, enjoy it, and repeat.
That's all neck pour.
That's what's wrong with that bottle. We just figured it out.
Yeah, that's why nobody likes this stuff.
Hates it. Yeah,
the entire thing is a neck.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's all neck pour. I'm sorry.
Every pour is a neck pour.
I've never even had a conversation with somebody about a neck pour. I really don't understand what the whole thing about it is. If you have a bottle, open it, enjoy it, share it with some friends, make some memories, and get to the bottom, and then tell me what you think.
The only thing I can think on that is I think people pour it and drink it quick. They don't let it rest after they pour it. So they get that initial kind of hit of the ethanol. And that's why they were thinking the neck pours are so much.
Well, that right there has a lot to do with it. And it also, your taste buds are being opened up to that variety of bourbon or whatever for the first time. So that's exactly what happens. That's the science behind it. And then when you look at the whole, what most common argument is, well, oxidation. And I'm like, oh my God, you sounded more stupid when you say this. You know, that ought to be an entire episode of Don't Touch My Helmet, because that is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You know, it doesn't change in the bottle. And on top, it doesn't change because as soon as you tilt it, it flows backwards. Like it takes the bottom part of the lower part of the bottle. So it doesn't even make sense. Your argument is silly, you know,
or just shake it.
I can do that. You could flip it over if you got these, you know, these weird.
But the other thing is, while they're being shipped, these trucks don't float on air, right? Your car doesn't. It's not the Jetsons here. We're not just. They don't magically just transfer into your house. I mean, they're bouncing around in the truck, and people when they move the boxes around. Some people are twitchy as it is anyway. So I mean, some pour like this, you know.
Listen, did anybody notice that Jay looks like a bourbon kingpin? He's sitting there all laid back.
King Jay.
Like a guy standing in front of him and trying to explain to him why he doesn't have his money. and he really doesn't care. That's what he looks like.
Bitch,
Like,
better have my
you
money.
see him? Listen, boss, I'm sorry. I didn't come up with the whole 10 grand, but I
Hey,
got
Billy.
That's funny.
Hey, Billy. Tater better have my money.
Yeah.
That's what's really happening here. Is
I'm just
Jack is
watching his
explaining.
demeanor, and he's just like, yeah, I know you lying, but go ahead and finish.
I'm sorry.
I had to get that in there, Jay.
I think what we're missing here is that we're being a little bit too literal.
Yeah.
So
We are.
The whole idea of the neck pour is really about when you pop a new bottle, does it taste differently than a bottle that you've, poured a few out of, and then you've come back to either later in that evening or a couple days later, a month later. It's really about, was the initial pour that you had, does it taste different? Does it feel different than after you've, John touched on it very well. He said, sometimes you have to let these things open up a bit. They're a little like wine in some respects. Sometimes they need a little exposure to air to nice. To love your screen back there.
What the?
Please tell me that's a picture of you.
Neck pours taste different.
That's really what people who reference a neck pour are talking about. They're not necessarily talking specifically about that little bit in the neck. It's more about their experience when they initially get a hold to something versus maybe a little bit later. So I think that's the real topic.
Well,
and is there truth to that? Is there truth to that?
This just got interesting, didn't it?
Well, there's a different perspective to that. If it's like, for example, say you have a bottle of Blanton's open or Weller or whatever, open at the house, and then you open another one. Yes, there is going to be a difference between bottles. Definitely ones that have been open for weeks, months,
single barrel,
or any time period. There's going to be, and if it's a single barrel, they're always going to be different.
We need to explain that one day too. That's another show.
Yeah, but so when I look at it from that perspective, that makes sense, and I would agree with that argument, and that would take a little bit of the fallaciousness away from it. However, if you've ever sit and watched any of those shows, and I have, and on Whiskey Tube, and which is on YouTube, where you can find ours as well, and some of them are great, and some of them have the same argument that we have currently. But if you pour one out of like a brand new bottle and you pour one into it, it's not any different. It's that your taste buds in your mouth and the expressions and the ethanol or whatever it is, all those flavors are hitting it now, and it's the first time that it's happened. And then your next pour, or it could be that you haven't let it sit for any length of time or whatever, and your next pour is your mouth is now, your palate is now been saturated with it. It knows what to expect, and so it does seem generally better, or it does seem different. So that's the true aspect to it. I outside of having aged bottles that are different, two of the same, I don't really see it as an actual real topic. I just don't. I honestly think it's part of the world of people wanting. It's just like those stupid crotch shots. People taking crotch shot pictures, and you're sitting there going, "Come on, man." Now, don't get me wrong. There are some funny ones. Like this guy today posted one where he's holding like this little airplane whiskey, and he's got like his belly showing, and he's got.
Oh, I saw that one. I did see that one with the belly.
I saw that one. Yeah,
that was hilarious to me. I mean,
I saw the belly.
Those type of ones are funny, and he goes, "It what did he say? He said it looks bigger in person." and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious." Those are funny because I think they're on the same sentiment we are, where it's like, this is ridiculous. We're talking about something that's, I mean, like it's part of the bourbon culture that you just sit. It's just like the market talked about, like, the whole thing changed my mind. It's like, come on, really? Or the one I'd seen right before we got on the show tonight, which one's gonna be worth more in 2023, Bitcoin or Blanton's? And someone said that Blanton's would be by 2023 more dollars.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one.
And I was like, that's kind of funny. But it's the change my mind aspects. It's kind of like that same thing or the fight me thing, you know, like you can't, that's not even a conversation. You know, it's just like the whole thing, like we're actually taking the neck pour aspect of the bourbon culture, and we're actually having an intellectual conversation about it, where we're bringing up different perspectives and different ideas, and I would imagine that, you know, as I'm sitting here watching Jay smoke cigar, that if he had a neck pour of a brand new bottle that he's had before he lit his cigar and then had a second one, I bet it is different. So there's a bunch of different variables that go into it. And I just don't believe that there's any reality or validity to some of these other arguments that are out there. That's just my opinion on it. Thoughts? You want to talk about it? Discuss?
Oh,
what are we talking about again?
I will say this, for the most part, and I think everybody in here would agree that pouring a bottle through that bottle at different times, as your taste buds change a bit, I think what happens is people are having a hard time wanting to understand the why. Something changes sometimes while you're drinking a bottle. In my opinion, it's the easiest thing that makes the most sense is our taste buds change through a bottle. I think as you acclimate your taste buds to a drink, whether it's the first or second pour, when you first drink, your second drink will taste different from the first, whether it came from the neck or the middle or the bottom. So, but people want to be able to explain the why.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I was looking at over my shoulder at my office. I have a bottle of Backbone bourbon uncut that's 119.2 proof.
It's good stuff.
There's probably only, I don't know, maybe an inch and a half left in that bottle. And I'm having a hard time finishing it, where I had zero problem getting to that inch and a half that's left. And I can't figure out why. It's like, it's some reason it's not palatable to me anymore. Like I don't find it as.
Were you having like several in a go? Not necessarily several, but like a couple or a few in a go, like 2 or 3 pours. I mean, that's not really typical. You usually kind of bounce around from this to that to that. You don't usually sit on one bottle from what I.
And Jody only has an inch and a half left.
Yeah, but it's shaped like a tuna can. It's all the sides.
Because I was gonna say, like, if there's something that would not necessarily be my favorite, say like I'm drinking this gin. Gin is so wildly unusual to me. The floral notes, the juniper, all these herbs and all this weird. So the first one's like, but if I sat and drank this all night, you know, by the 4th or 5th one, I wouldn't really notice that stuff so much, right? There's a lot less things I would notice in general after drinking 4, pours of straight gin. So is it the same that you were just kind of having that experience with it and then you kind of got away from it and you're less acclimated, maybe? Does that make any more sense to you?
That does. I wouldn't say that's true that I don't stick on one bottle. Like my go-to every day, like if I was going to have an everyday bottle, if I was going to have a drink every day, it's Eagle Rare by far. Yes, every time. Sure. And so there'll be many times where throughout the course of a week or so that's all I have to drink. Now it's typically only 2 drinks or so, and then I'm going to bed or whatever, but that's generally all I have. Now, one of the things I have picked out that I love about Eagle Rare that took a long time to develop the taste of is cherry. It has a very cherry note that I didn't even realize until I was probably on my 5th or 6th, 7th, 12th bottle of it. And I was like, oh my God, there's cherry. And I was super excited. So now it's like my favorite,
That's a Heaven Hill characteristic. Most of their expressions do have a cherry forwardness.
I think on the 6-year white label with the green lettering, I agree with you. But on the blue one, 7-year bottle and bond, I don't. That has a very fruit forward type of taste and more of the citrus type of fruits.
Well, Jody, it's like you said though, you can go through a whole bottle and when you get down to the bottom, I think 1, your palate changes, 2, what you have in house also has a lot to do with that. We've been in this new house over a year, and I have a bottle of monkey shoulder that's just like that. That's that much left in it, but I haven't touched it. I mean, literally haven't touched it since I've gotten to that point. And I know people may not think a whole lot about monkey shoulder, but at a point in time, I was trying a bunch of new stuff. It's not bad, but for what it costs, it's not a bad pour. It's not something I would ever think about pouring down the drain.
I would agree with you, Billy.
So, I mean,
I think you got to readdress the science since you're wanting to kind of be a stickler for the science. So your example there, is it a mental thing that you don't want to go back to this bottle because you're afraid of what it's going to taste like? And then second part of that is, there is absolute validity to the fact that as your bottle goes further down, as your bottle goes further down and there's more oxygen left in that bottle.
Of course. Yeah, I agree with that.
What's left in there is going to morph and change.
Of course,
so,
I agree with that.
What exactly is happening though from a scientific? I mean, if nobody can speak to it, then I don't know.
It's oxidation. That's fine. He already mentioned it. He mentioned
that actually is oxidation.
But oxidation, is it really? No, it is. You're still only getting this top 3 inches.
No. It would
not,
be
not really.
oxidation. It would be oxidation if you put that bottle up on the shelf and left it there for a week. It would be oxidation. But if you just had a pour of it and then you pour another pour, it hasn't had time to oxidize.
I agree.
So there's no truth to that. That's what I was making in my argument earlier.
Jay, to answer your question, no, I'm not afraid to go back to it. It's just at one point I had so much stuff open that I decided to kill bottles to kind of get something else going. So it's one of 2 bottles I had left that I actually have to kill. And then anything that I had previously open for the past 4 to 5 months will actually be gone.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, and I don't know if I would call myself a stickler, but I
think he was referring to me.
Yeah, I haven't bought any things that I don't like, and I've yet to pour anything down the drain. That is for sure. Even if it's not a fan favorite of mine, I will marinate with it. When I'm sitting out there, for 12 hours smoking brisket, I will have it because I'm not going anywhere. The only thing I got to do is sit and watch a fire. So it doesn't last very long.
I have not poured anything down the drain other than at Fossil Creek, but I've given away a whole lot. That Fossil Creek was horrible. Even if they reach out to want to sponsor us, I will never agree to that. That was atrocious.
Yeah, it won't happen.
I got a couple of Colorado guys or distilleries that same thing. There are 2 out here that I cannot drink. One, we're out in my girlfriend and I were out visiting. We're on the western slope, if you will. And there's a distillery out there, and in house, their mixed drinks were phenomenal. They're really, really good. They know how to hide the flavor of their crappy spirits. So we ended up brought back a bottle of their vodka, and a bottle of their whiskey, and it's undrinkable. It is I think it's still. No, I did. I actually poured out the whiskey. I could not do it. I didn't even want to put it in with my wood chips or anything like that because I was afraid that the flavor that I taste would smoke into the meat that I was cooking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was like I didn't even give it kitchen sink drain. I gave it toilet drain. It washed off the poop stains off the back of the toilet. That's what I was doing with it.
Okay, hold on. So never mind.
No, I mean, it's mine. They're mine. I drink Truly, so they're usually soft.
What the fuck is going on? I'm going to drink to that. My God, Jack Frost.
Oh, my God. I don't even have words for that. I'm lost at this point.
Like scoliosis.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
The return.
I have missed you, Jack, to be honest.
Give me.
like cancer, I guess, but I've missed you.
Oh,
Or
rough.
herpes. I come up when you least expect it.
Oh, I should have used
man.
that one. Herpes would have been a good one.
You keep that shit forever like luggage.
Hey, you can use that in the promo.
Oh, I will.
Join our last show, guys.
We say that every week.
I know. I know.
It's our last show.
The YouTube likes are streaming in.
Well, guys, I'm moving on to the whiskey for what it's worth. The gin, honestly, it was a lot more palatable than what I was expecting.
But did it make you want to go gobble?
No, wasn't doing that.
Do you know what the herbs are in that, Jim? What's his?
There was
what's
a
his
whole bunch
herbal recipe?
But there was. I'll tell you one of them. Something it's used heavily. The orris root.
Yeah.
Used the orris root, and I couldn't remember everything else. We had a bunch that he had imported from all over.
Oh, Rob's about ready to sing.
Incredibly floral. It
Gentlemen,
really was.
hold on one second. Let me do this karaoke thing.
Hold on.
Now on stage one, we present Rob singing a classic.
Hold on, Rob should sing. What's my song from Union Station?
I want him to do like "Staying Alive."
I want him to sing. What's Jody? What's the song from the movie? With George Clooney, the bluegrass. Union Station.
Narrows it down.
That's
the one
song.
Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yes. Yes.
On.
I love that song.
Just a gigolo. Hey, he's good.
I was gonna say he's got a great voice.
He's got something. He's got something.
Hey, his bartender's on his phone.
He must be
on the show.
But he tips well, apparently.
That means she's cute.
Just the tip.
No comment.
It's all brought to you by.
Look, he's even got swagger there.
305 sauces.
I'm telling you.
This is where we'll put the commercial in.
So side note, hey Billy, I bought some ribs the other day. They gave me sauce. I trashed it. I used Cafe 305.
There you go.
You know, I always forget to take pictures because my picture would be bones. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go.
He hadn't had much yet.
He's been drinking since noon.
And it's 8:30 there.
He ain't got nobody.
He's so
David Lee Roth
lonely.
has nothing on our
He's doing
Rob.
the swag with the arm. Nobody.
David Lee Roth has nothing on our Rob.
Wow.
See? The hell with David Lee Roth.
Please get closer to the microphone or speaker. We want to hear this.
You go, boy. Hold on, we need spotlight. Hold on.
Get your...
Brought to you today by the word B.
Call him an Uber.
B for barrel. A for Kentucky. Hold on, that's BBK. Never mind. We'll BBK. No. Hold on. Can I see the bartender? We would like to see you. That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm his manager. Contact me for inquiries.
Is he doing autographs afterwards?
All he needs now is the white tux and the cane.
There you go.
777-9311.
Vegas
Where are
Bama.
all the bra straps? Where are all the bras being thrown to the stage?
Hold on, I'll take my undies off and throw them at him.
If I had one, I would toss it. If I had one for my 46As, I would toss it. But I'm a 46A and I don't have a bra on right now. Like,
for the record, I want no bra straps or undies from either of you guys.
Check your mail.
Hey, Billy, look at Melvin. Melvin's like, what the hell is going on?
If the mail service is going to see something, I hope it's whatever you sent me in the mail.
You're gonna send him a bottle, the first thing I've ever shipped, and it's going to be packed with underpants all around it.
Oh God!
And BVDs,
they're pink
on, and my alcohol wipey pads, and I'll be just cleaning it all off.
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
I have some.
Do they work?
You can use some tucks on it.
When you gotta stain the toilet at work, you need dude wipes.
Yeah.
Rob ain't hurt nobody.
Hey, put your hands together for Rob. Hello at the Whiskey Reunion or Rebellion. Sorry, I'm new back and I'm reunion back to all y'all. So happy times, mofos.
Hey, Iceman, that was the notorious R.O.B.
House.
I'll drink to that.
Rob is single, like sunset walks on the beach, and is
Twice.
available for.
He's not single.
Oh, he's not.
Oh God, no.
He is very happily married.
You're gonna get us all shot.
But
If you watched the last show,
he may still be in
you would know.
and likes long walks on the beach. That may all be true. But the single part is not true.
And he wants to know if you're happily married or just married.
Hey, but he did a good job though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did a great job. That was awesome.
I was say you keep showing us that guy in front of you, and we haven't got him to sign off to be on the show.
I know we need a damn. We got waivers now. Hey, look, I'm his manager.
Rob,
so.
that was awesome, man.
And he did it in the chef jacket, so he gets extra points.
I'm here to
This video is flagged by Columbia Music and will be muted in certain regions.
I'm here to discuss Rob's
That's
world.
probably accurate.
Dude, so that actually happened to me recently on my Instagram account. Yeah, but this happened on my Instagram account. I was one of my workout videos from like a long time ago, and they're like, the person in the video is being claimed to be someone else, and I'm like, so I sent them back, and they flagged 2 of my videos, and I'm like, dude, that's me in the video. Like, that's me. I'm the one lifting those things. That's me. I don't know what to tell you. Come to my house if you need to and verify it's me, or I can send you a sperm sample or whatever it's going to take.
You still can?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Snyder's not here. Honey Love is not here, so I got to step in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jody, I will tell you this. Just recently, I applied for my Cafe 305 Instagram account to be verified.
Oh,
so once you do that,
Hercules.
Once you do that, that probably will not happen to you anymore. But you have to do the application on your Instagram, and it takes a couple of weeks.
Yep.
We got a blue check mark. We're official.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a blue. Well, first of all, speaking of which, I'll talk to 2 of you guys. Mark and David. I'm kind of disappointed in both of you guys. Only Rob has been updating the group page. And
I know.
David was supposed to, he has rights to do that.
To participate in the discussions and things like you're right. It's true. I haven't been posting. So
and then
I've been busy. I'm sorry. I know I've been slipping. I've been busy as hell on our IG.
I told you that I couldn't do it because I was so busy.
That's all right. I got it though. I got it.
All right.
I got it. Damn it.
Well, I did some live streams and stuff.
Rob's leaving because he's embarrassed. He's not.
You gotta go.
No reason to be embarrassed.
No, he did awesome.
Did a great job.
I haven't had
He must have sobered up in a hurry.
I haven't had my bar mitzvah yet, so I'll be reaching out to Rob.
You should. You definitely should.
Do they at this age they still do the cut thing in public, or how they do that?
I was hoping so.
The bris?
What happened to you a couple weeks ago?
The turtleneck, First of all, John, that's not what happened to me, okay?
It's called an anteater, by the way.
Oh,
Just saying, that's not what happened, okay?
I'm circumcised. I'm sorry.
Whew, it's hot in here.
The only caps I wear are up here.
Is the heat on? Is the heat on? It's so hot in here.
We're out there.
There's a hell below we're all going to go.
So it's real quiet now.
Yeah, that was an awkward moment. This might also be another moment brought to us by Cafe
305. Get your sauce and your circumcision in the same place.
Oh, well, I don't do circumcisions. I do the brisket.
But
it's the same thing.
You show the knife and then show your cutting.
You take the silver skin off, right?
I do take the silver skin off.
I did that the other day. Take the silver skin off of the pork back that I had, a pork butt, whatever it's called, pork butt.
The pork butt.
Yep. And I thought about Billy. I was like, I'm taking the silver skin off, just like he told me to do. Then I cut it up and I put a couple back into the slow cooker because it's all fat, and you want that fat in there.
Oh my.
Now we've just been banned from YouTube. That.
Not a gun. We're good.
Billy's a moil.
Oh man!
Hey, Billy, hold on, Billy. What are we cutting?
I evade. This is going to hurt.
The front half of the anteater.
I feel like we're about to have our first virtual sword fight. No, I blocked that one. I had my pew, pew,
pew. Joe's gonna grab that oar off the wall and come at us.
I guarantee you, people will pay to see this shit.
Military war. You can't see it, but it's a military war.
Check us out live on Patreon.
Yeah.
JodyFans.com.
Patreon. Patreon. Sign up, and you get to see the video of Billy.
Circumcising Jack Frost.
Already done. I mean, there's not much to take off. It's like taking the back half of the acorn off. I mean, that's it. That's left.
All lies. Fake news.
Illusion number 3.
There you go.
This segment is brought to us by both CNN and Fox News.
Hey, did you all know what the definition of awesome was, real quick? While we're on the topic, did you know what the definition of awesome was? Whatever you grab with both hands, whatever hangs out is awesome.
Wow.
Mine's literally just aw.
2-hand grab.
No,
yours like, wow, there's a lot of knuckle.
Moose knuckle.
This is a conversation I'm gonna stay out of.
Wow.
Sit here and drink my whiskey.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
sis, here I am.
Meanwhile, in Canada,
you shouldn't do that because it's too loud, man. It's way too loud. It was funny when Rob was singing, but it's not now.
Scoliosis. Here I am, back. Is it better?
Actually, it is.
You want to know something funny about this? I'm gonna change the conversation.
Yeah, tell
something
us.
funny about
back
this.
To whiskey.
This is not aged in wooden barrels.
What's it aged in?
No wood.
It is aged in plastic barrels that have oak staves like lined around the sides.
What?
Seriously, that's
the second Colorado distillery does that same type of stuff. They just drop in the spirals
because they
into theirs.
And this is called the gobbler.
This is the gobbler.
I would be disappointed.
Well,
how are they disappointing?
She would disappoint me if she was. I don't want a fake chow. No fake chows. I want it real. I don't want a fake chow.
But that's not fake.
I know what you're saying. So,
also a great movie, by the way.
It doesn't say bourbon, so
If
it doesn't
you know what
have
that
to be in
means.
barrels.
it's not bourbon.
Hey, Joe, I think that's just us, man.
And in the
Speaking of
restaurant
which,
business,
so like
that is what we call shoemaking.
So
I'm just sipping.
So there was a recent conversation here around the house about 80s movies. And I love 80s movies. I really do. I'm part of like this 80s movies page on Facebook. It's one of the things that brings me happiness. It used to be bourbon pages, but now I just got all this stupid nonsense about crotch shots and then like,
Am I doing it correctly?
Am I doing it correctly? Or fight me or
Thoughts?
Yeah, thoughts. I bought this.
Am I doing this right? Yeah.
Yeah. All that nonsense. So I want to mute those pages now. Because it's kind of frustrating, but anyway, so my son was telling me about he hadn't seen several movies. So the other day we watched Teen Wolf together.
There you go, Billy.
I love the 80s too. I really do. I wish we'd go back to the 80s. That was a much awesomer time. I don't even know if that's a word.
I like that.
It was pretty rad back then.
Are those really your glasses? That's badass.
What he wears in his Jeep. But
I feel drunk and I'm not drunk. I feel cheated right now, Dave.
In that 400-foot elevation change Jeep trail.
There you go.
435 feet, but that's on the Panhandle side, by the way. It's not anywhere close to where he is. He was riding below sea level the whole time.
Come to Colorado, Billy. I'll show you some trails.
He's like, check this out, man. I'm going through some thick nothings. I got a little dust on my vehicle. It's going to take me 5.5 minutes to wash it all off.
Actually, I had water all the way up to the headlights.
So you went into the
well, it rains there, so there's that.
No, it was this adventure park called Hard Rock. And there's some nice trails in there. So forgive me, it's not Moab. I get it.
Or any place with mountains or hills or something above 435 feet.
I mean, we have hills and mountains here that are just made of trash. That's all.
Y'all do not have a single mountain. Do not ever lie again on this podcast.
I didn't say mountains. I said hills.
You said we do have mountains and hills. That's exactly what you just said.
I didn't. I said we do not have mountains, but we have
Well,
hills.
as interesting as that debate is, he said hills. So let's just move on. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Lies.
He's mad. He's like, I'm right about this one.
All right, I'm gonna help you out here, Jody. So
What?
I'm gonna help your Spanish. When somebody says something and it's not true, you say mentira. Mentira means lies.
All right. First of all, I'm English.
Pinche puto. Pendejo.
Oh shit!
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm gonna drink now.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway.
No, I honestly didn't think tonight was going to be all that fun because I figured people would punk out on the topic because
pretty good.
I thought it was a very good topic and I think we had a great time talking about it. But we are towards the end of the show, so guys, it's always fun. I always enjoy it. I think that we really hammered on a lot of stuff that was before we got to the shenanigans that we always end up doing. I would say one of the most positive aspects of the shenanigans, we waited till the 37-minute mark before we hit them, which was pretty good. I mean, Jay, he's the only person who's ever sent me hate mail about the shenanigans in a private message.
And
that's
why you unfriended me. I see. 37 minutes is when I was introduced to the show. So shenanigans, Baker, equals. I get it.
But no, on a real note, I'm being somewhat facetious, but on a real note, we had a great time tonight. We talked about something that was cool and that need to be discussed, I think, in the bourbon communities, because I think oftentimes it's just people say stuff and then there's no discussion, which is just like those damn crotch shots. There's no discussion about it, or the fight me thing, or change my mind, and it's like, okay, the conversation's left at that point. There is no conversation.
You just don't want people to have fun.
Okay, so what?
Let people have fun.
He's saying you sound like you need a Russo pour.
Honestly, I want to get Russo on here because, of course,
it would be pretty funny, honestly.
That guy.
But I'd like to know why I've been kicked out of the whiskey, bourbon, Scotch enthusiast page. I think, which is.
Were you hating on Scotch? Is that what happened?
Well, I don't know what it is. I honestly think it is. And what's funny is Chad and I are friends. I think I was removed from it because we post our videos there.
Oh.
So you
Like I
thought.
said, talk to him about it.
I did. I asked him to be on the show, and then I got removed. So.
Well, there's your answer.
Yeah.
No.
That's boot.
But I'm okay with that because I love that page, but because they have a lot of really cool stuff on there, but they also have the people who do the guzzling on there, you know, and I just don't understand that. I really don't. I'm like, or like the other day, I don't know if you guys seen this on Bourbon Nation, someone posted a video where he opened up a thing of GTS and then poured it into the bathtub. Are you trying to show us an alleged heel?
Oh, well,
That's called a
that's
ditch.
cute. That looks like my driveway.
Looks like, I mean, you want to see a heel? I will send you a picture of my house.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's somebody
No,
outside his car
all joking aside,
throwing a Frosty on his window.
here's the thing. All joking aside,
He's trying to catch you with the light so you can pay him to clean it.
I'm on a couple Jeep forums as well. And all joking aside, at least, hey, he's doing what Florida has to offer, right? And at least he's going out and doing it. It's not a mall crawler. It's not a parking lot queen. He's going out there. He's getting that effort dirty. And you know what? Sometimes it's not just the pink. You got to stick it in the mud too.
And to be really honest, that trail at Hard Rock is a Jeep badge trail. So one is on the way.
There you
go. Okay.
Here's the most important question. Billy, are you having fun doing it?
Oh, kick-ass time.
There you go.
That's all that matters.
Matters. That's it.
And you're okay with us making fun of you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Just
there was one time
I have fun doing that.
Yeah.
real quick story. I know we're getting ready to wrap up, but I have a quick 5-second, okay, maybe 2-minute Jeep story.
3 hours later.
Like that time I had a dissertation on freaking ice.
Yeah, well, no. So I was driving, I had a Wrangler. I have a Grand Cherokee now, but I had a Wrangler and I was driving it through this area, and my girlfriend Tylene was with me, and driving it through this pond area, and it was coming up just above the headlights as well through a pond. And it was a pretty decent Jeep area in Colorado. And Tylene gets out of the Jeep with her purse, and she is a very girly girl, and I love her, but she can definitely man up and throw down when she needs to. Some dude on the other side with his lifted, I don't know, Pathfinder or whatever it was, he goes, "That's the pinkest purse I've ever seen come out of a Jeep." You know what she does next, my girlfriend? She kicks me out of my own Jeep, and then she runs a couple of runs through this pond. She's like,
"What's that say about you?"
Purse. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So she's pretty justified badass. So yeah, good for her. Yeah, cheers to her. Cheers to Tylene. I didn't hear that.
That's the best part of the show. I realize I'm sitting right here.
Not on screen, right? Not on camera.
That needs to be captured. That needs to go in like a promo video or something.
That
like,
just
I'm
happened.
Right here.
I will grab that.
It's also a true story. It's also a true story.
I will grab that later.
He carried my purse the rest of the day.
Shush.
Hey, Dave, what's our time?
Which 80 movie did that come from, real quick? Shush.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No. Wrong.
To the Future.
No.
Top Gun.
Let someone else guess because you've just been wrong again 3 times. Shush. It's in a movie with Pauly Shore's in it.
Cino Man.
That's it right there. Cino Man. Yeah. It's when
hey, dude. I'm the missile.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony.